Now, let me remind you that knowing how children develop, this developmental perspective allows us to promote their development, allows us to focus on them and to organize our family to help them be successful. Now let's watch a set of parents address a common problem, one that would be recognizable to all of us. And take a look at what happens when they don't have a developmental perspective. It actually limits their options in terms of how to deal with this situation.
Putting him to bed is physically impossible.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I'm turning it to my dad, and I don't even think it's that effective.
I know, but we need to be consistent about this.
I just don't know, honey. It seems like the only thing he's learning is to hate his father and how to thump on his buddies.
You know, he has been taking an awful lot of swipes at his little brother lately. It just seems like talking to him isn't working.
I just don't know how to get through to that little 4-year-old brain of his.
Well, me neither.
He's gonna hate his father by the time he's 5 if we keep going on like this.
We need to think about this.
Maybe we should find some books about 4-year-olds.
Well, we do need some help.
Now suppose that these parents knew some things about a 2.5-year-old or a 4-year-old. If they had a developmental perspective, here's what they could know. That when language develops in children, somewhere around the age 2 or 2.5, they discover that words and thoughts represent two categories, things that are and things that aren't. So kids say, that is a doll. And when they learn that that's a doll, they also know all the things that are not a doll. So one of the first words they learn is no. Now let's suppose that as new parents, they say, would you like to go to bed? That's the is, right? What's the child learning at 2.5? They're learning the no, right? So they say no. Now some parents would interpret that as disobedience or defiance. And they might say, well, you're going. And the more the parents say, yes, you're going, the more the child says, no, I'm not. And you end up having an argument with a 2-year-old about whether or not they're going to bed. And then the parents may think, well, I'm tired of arguing, so I'll just spank them, see. Well, an experienced parent, see, who understands that, first of all, would never ask, do you want to go to bed? See, we've caught on that we're bigger and stronger and smarter than they are, at least, you know, for a while. And so we just say, we're going to bed. All the time they're saying, no, 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 no. No, we just take them, see? And we put them to bed, and then we learn something else. That young children like routines, very predictable routines. So we say, let's go brush your teeth. Then we'll put on your pajamas. And then you can have prayers. Then we'll tuck you in, and then I'll read you a story. And we put a 4-year-old in a routine, and the 4-year-old thinks, okay, brushing my teeth's not bad. Then I'll put on my pajamas, and we get into a routine, and we don't have to spank. Now, these parents, see, were limited in the options available to them because they didn't have a developmental perspective. They didn't understand what was happening in the lives, see, for our children. A developmental perspective tells us what we want for our children and allows for us to understand in advance the outcomes we want to help produce